A lively training session today, at least from what we saw, Greg. Is the weekend being put behind you?
Yeah, you have to. So today the idea was get back in and get the guys engaged, and we have to move forward as a group. Frustrating weekend, actually a frustrating couple of weeks, but in the grand scheme of things, a lot of season ahead of us. We have some things we can get better at, and today we have got, I think, 7 sessions between now and the next game, and so we have some things to progress, to move forward on, and let's get right back into it.
There was obvious frustration post-match, but now that we're a couple days out, is there certain areas that you're trying to focus on how to improve improve this team and some of the mistakes that are being made?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, on the defending side, we've got to defend better. There's just too many what I would deem as simple mistakes, and they're compounded mistakes. It's not one mistake that's giving up the goal. It's 3, 4, 5 mistakes on top of each other that are leading to us giving up goals. There's obviously us giving up goals right after we score goals, and the lack of sort of concentration mentality that we need to preserve going ahead or preserve the goal that we just scored. We're giving it back too soon. Obviously, just a little bit maybe in terms of the counterattacks and how we want to deal with those and slow them down. Though we weren't beat on counterattacks in this game. We were beat on goals where we had plenty of numbers back, and we just don't deal with situations that we need to deal with. On the attacking side, we had a ton of possession, and it's got to turn into more opportunities and more danger. And that was a little bit of what today was about. As you saw, a lot of energy and a lot of attacking stuff going on. That was a lot of what today was about, was taking possession and turning it into real chances and goals.
So these simple mistakes that you speak of, are they more individual player mistakes, or is there something systematically, formation-wise, that you can do to help put the team in a better position to cut down on those errors?
For me, there are a collective group of sort of individual mistakes. There's always systematic things that we look at, yes. I think in transitions when teams are trying to get in behind our outside backs, there's a couple of occasions where they were dangerous, though they didn't kill us in those moments. But I think just in terms of organization of our line, knowing what our priorities are defensively, dealing with situations. The first goal is an example that we had 3 chances to secure the ball and get out, and we kept giving the ball back to them. We have the chance to clear it. It ends up back on their guy. Then we're sort of overexposed a little bit. We lose our priority, which is protecting the goal. We start tracking guys, and the next thing you know, what's a nothing play turns up in the back of our net. And there's a number of things where we could have dealt with that situation much sooner than we did. The second goal in the run of play is the same thing. We had opportunities to deal with it before it ends up in our box. Even when it gets in our box, we stood it up for a number of seconds. We need to make sure that player goes to the end line, doesn't come back to the middle, but we also have to work harder to get in support of Nick to get a double team there. We had numbers around the ball, but nobody's actually stepping to help Nick out and to try to make a play. And there's a number of little moments within that action that we needed to be better with. Those are, again, when you have numbers behind the ball, it's not necessarily systematic for me. It becomes, our guys doing their job sort of individually and as a unit, are they doing the job? On the moments where we got counterattacked, some of those are just us. I think we lose possession in bad places. And when I go back and look at the series of those, I look and see, does the player have an option? Is he just choosing the wrong option and losing the ball? Does he have a simple out? And on vast majority of them, yes, we have a simple passing option. We choose not to use that option. We turn over the ball. The next ball's in behind our outside back a little bit. Yes, there's ways systematically we can control some of that, and we will. But also we individually we can't make mistakes.
Given what you just said, then, Greg, do you need to change personnel in some situations if you've got people there making the wrong decisions?
It's definitely a consideration. I mean, first and foremost, we have to have options. We got to get guys healthy over the next week, and then guys need to really compete for those spots. But yeah, it's definitely a consideration. You can't have mistakes over and over from an individual basis, and other guys maybe have to get opportunities. That's for certain. But we'll see as guys get healthy and we truly have options in terms of the selection process, and we'll go from there.